Millions of people reach for sugar-free products every single day, believing they're making the healthier choice. But what if I told you that the truth is far more complicated? Some studies even suggest that certain sugar-free options might be doing more harm than good. Is sugar-free really the health halo we think it is, or could it be worse than actual sugar? Let's break it down. First, let's be clear, excessive sugar consumption is a major health concern. It's linked to weight gain, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and a host of other problems. So, cutting back on sugar is absolutely a good idea. That's where sugar-free products come in, right? They promise all the sweetness without the calories or the blood sugar spike. To do this, they use sugar substitutes, also known as artificial sweeteners or non-nutritive sweeteners. You've probably heard of them. Aspartame, sucralose, saccharin, and stevia are some of the most common ones. You'll find them in everything from diet sodas and yogurts to protein bars and keto-friendly snacks. The big selling point is that they provide intense sweetness with virtually zero calories for someone managing diabetes or trying to lose weight. This sounds like a dream come true, and for many, they can be a useful tool to reduce overall sugar and calorie intake. But here's where the story gets a little murky. Our bodies are incredibly complex, and they don't always react the way we expect. When you taste something sweet, your brain anticipates that calories and energy are on the way. It sends signals to your gut and pancreas to get ready. But when you consume an artificial sweetener, that energy never arrives. This can create a disconnect. Some research suggests this might confuse your body's ability to regulate appetite and calorie intake over time. Think about it this way. If your brain learns that sweet doesn't always mean energy, it might start to downplay the signal. This could lead you to crave more sweet things or feel less satisfied after eating, potentially causing you to overeat later on. It's like crying wolf to your metabolism. The sweetness signal goes off, but the caloric payload never lands. Then there's the gut microbiome. We're learning more and more about how the trillions of bacteria in our gut impact everything from digestion to mood to our immune system. A healthy, diverse gut microbiome is crucial for overall wellness. Several studies, primarily in animals but also some in humans, have shown that certain artificial sweeteners can alter the composition of our gut bacteria. For example, research has suggested that saccharin, sucralose, and aspartame can change the balance of good and bad bacteria. This shift could potentially lead to glucose intolerance, the very thing many people use these sweeteners to avoid. Essentially, by altering the gut environment, these sweeteners might make it harder for your body to handle real sugar when you do consume it. Now, it's important to note that the research here is still evolving, and results can vary depending on the type of sweetener and the individual. So we have this confusing picture. On one hand, sugar-free products can help reduce calories and sugar intake, which is a clear benefit. On the other hand, they might mess with our appetite signals and gut health. So, which is worse? Let's put it into perspective. The immediate, well-documented negative effects of high sugar consumption are pretty clear. The science is solid on that front. The potential negative effects of artificial sweeteners are more subtle, less understood, and seem to be more about long-term, indirect consequences. Most health authorities, like the FDA, consider approved artificial sweeteners to be safe for consumption within the acceptable daily intake limits, which, by the way, are very high. You'd have to drink about 20 cans of diet soda a day to exceed the limit for aspartame. The problem isn't necessarily having a diet soda or a sugar-free yogurt once in a while. The bigger issue is the health halo effect. When we see sugar-free on a label, we often automatically assume the entire product is healthy. This can lead us to overconsume highly processed foods that, while free of sugar, might be lacking in nutrients and full of other artificial ingredients, unhealthy fats, or refined flours. A sugar-free cookie is still a cookie. It's not a piece of broccoli. Relying too heavily on these products can also prevent us from truly adjusting our palates. One of the best things you can do for your health is to reduce your overall preference for intensely sweet things. If you're constantly bombarding your taste buds with artificial sweeteners, which are often hundreds of times sweeter than sugar, you'll always crave that high level of sweetness. It makes naturally sweet foods, like fruit, seem less appealing. So what's the verdict? Is it worse than sugar? For most people, in moderation? The answer is probably no. The proven dangers of excess sugar are more significant than the potential risks of artificial sweeteners. However, that doesn't mean sugar-free is a green light for a healthy diet. The best approach is one of mindfulness and moderation, instead of just swapping every sugary item for a sugar-free version. Focus on reducing your overall reliance on sweetness. Here are a few practical tips. First, prioritize whole, unprocessed foods. An apple is always a better choice than an apple-flavored, sugar-free candy. Whole foods provide fiber, vitamins, and minerals that processed foods lack. Second, read the entire ingredient list, not just the front of the package. Don't be fooled by the sugar-free claim. See what else is in there? Is it a list of chemicals you can't pronounce? Or is it made from recognizable, whole food ingredients? Third, try to retrain your taste buds. Gradually cut back on sweet foods and drinks, both sugary and artificially sweetened. You'll be surprised how quickly your palate adjusts. A simple glass of water with lemon or a cup of unsweetened herbal tea can become incredibly refreshing. And finally, when you do choose sugar substitutes, consider the source. Natural, plant-based options like stevia or monk fruit are often preferred by many people. Although research on their long-term effects is also ongoing, listen to your body. Some people find that certain sweeteners cause digestive upset or headaches. Pay attention to how you feel. In conclusion, the debate isn't as simple as sugar-free versus sugar. Neither is a health food. The real enemy is a diet high in processed foods and intense sweetness. Using a sugar substitute occasionally to help you cut back on sugar is a reasonable strategy, but viewing sugar-free products as a free pass to eat in limited amounts of processed snacks is a trap. The healthiest path is to embrace a diet rich in whole, natural foods and to appreciate the subtle sweetness that nature provides. So, the next time you're in the grocery store, look past the bold sugar-free label, turn the package over, read the ingredients, and ask yourself, is this truly nourishing my body? The answer will guide you to a much healthier choice than any marketing claim ever could. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this cleared up some of the confusion around sugar-free foods. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Stay healthy and see you next time.